Next, after creating the home page, you're going to want to create your course pages. And the way you add a page is by clicking in the top right corner where it says Create Page. And for this particular sample, I'm going to create two classes, two course pages, and I'm going to have a US History page. And we'll leave that at the top level. Click Create, and I'm going to create a World History page. So I have my US History page, click Save, and I'll also add a World History page. And I'll also leave this one at the top level. So let's take a look at what we have so far. We have our home page. Better save that first. So I have a home page, and then I have a US History page and a World History page. Now these pages, these course pages, are going to be the pages where you will want to put information that is about the class in general. So the kind of information that really works well here is information about, perhaps information from your syllabus. So it could be about grades, it could be about behavior, you probably want a little welcome message too. So going back to the example, if you look at the example page here, you can see here's the US History page, here's a welcome message, here's some information about the class, class rules, grades, and so on. So just information from your syllabus. So I'm going to go back, and right now I'm just going to put in some placeholder text to remind me to come back and add that information later. I'm going to click on Edit Page, and I'll put Insert Welcome Message from Syllabus. And then I also had information about grades and class rules, so I'll put class rules. And then also grades. And if you recall, on that other page there was also an image that was representative of the class. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to add an image. I'm going to insert it in the top left corner here, and I'm going to want that text to wrap around it. I'm going to want it to look basically like this right here. Text on the right, wrapping around a little image to the left that represents the class. So in order to do that, I will go to Insert, Image, and I will check Web Address because I'm going to find an image from the web. Of course, I could also upload it. But I'm going to strike web address, URL, and I'll go find a URL or a web address for a picture that I want to use. So I found one. It's right here. I'm going to review how I found that. I went to Google Images, and I typed in Declaration of Independence. Under Search Tools, I made sure it was labeled for reuse, which means I can use it without breaking any copyright laws. And so I have labeled for use here selected. And then I'll select that image that I want to use. I'll click View Image. I'll go to the website, and I'll copy that. And then I will paste that into this image website or image URL place. And there it is. And for the alt text, I'll put Founding Fathers. This is for document readers, and this appears in the code. This helps people that might have a vision impairment. I'll click OK. And notice how big that image is. It's not the size that I wanted. Fortunately, I have some choices here. I have small, medium, large. If I click on small, I think that's going to give me what I want. Okay. So the size is what I want, but notice the text has been pushed below. If I click this button right here, it's going to wrap the text around it. Okay, so now I have my US History homepage or my US History landing page set up. I'll have to come back later and I add the information from my syllabus, but it's ready to go. So I'll click Save. And now I'm ready to add my unit pages. Okay, so I have my home page, I have my US History landing page, I have my World History landing page, and now I want to add unit pages to my US History course website or my US History course web page. So again, I'm going to use the Create Page icon in the top corner. I'll press that, And my first unit that I do in US History is Welcome. So this is where you put the title of your first unit, Welcome in Geography, in this particular case. And I no longer want to put this at the top level. I want to put this page under US History. So I want it nested under US History. So I'll click that, and I'll click Create. And so now I have this Welcome in Geography page. And I'll click Save. And now I want to go ahead and add another unit page. So I'll click on Add Create Page again. And I'm going to name this one Declaration of Independence, which is the next unit for this particular class. And I'm going to put this page not at the top level, not under Welcome in Geography. I'm going to put this under US History. So I'm going to click US History, and I want to put it under that. So I'll click Create. And now that page is inside of US History. Now you notice it's not appearing over here, and if it is appearing on yours, it might not be appearing the way you want it to appear. So let me save this. And I want to set this up so it appears exactly how I want it to look. In fact, I want it to look like this. I want it to look like US History. Here's my US History page. If I open up this down arrow right here, I've got my first unit and then my second unit. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to try to set that up here. So I'll go click on my settings wheel, and I click on the settings wheel, and I'm going to go to Edit Site Layout. I'm going to click on Navigation, and I'm going to uncheck where it says Automatically Organize My Navigation. And this is where I'm going to add my pages. And I'm going to add it how I want the navigation to go. So I'm going to click Add Page, and I'm going to click My Home. I want my home page to appear at the top, so I'll click OK, Home. So I've got my home page. I'm going to add a page, and next one is going to be my US History page. So I'll click OK. And then the next one I add after that is my first unit. Notice it right here, Google is putting it into alphabetical order. I want my Welcome in Geography unit to go first, so I'll click on that, and I'll click OK. And then I'll use one of these arrows over here to indent it to the right. And by the way, I notice I have two home pages here, so let's get rid of this one. We don't need that twice. So I have my home page, my US History, and then my first unit page is nested within US History. I'm going to add my next page, and that's going to be my Declaration of Independence. I'll click OK. My Declaration of Independence ended up there, so I'm going to move this down just using those down arrows, and then I'll indent it to the right. Okay, so now it's in the order that I want. Now I just have one more page to add, and that's my World History page. So I'm going to click on World History. I'll click OK, and notice it automatically put it underneath Declaration of Independence, nested in the same way. Well, this is a different class, so I want to push that back to the left. So I'll click OK, and let's see what this looks like. Okay, so you can see it's the navigate. Let's close this, and we can see that it's set up the way we want it to be. We've got our home page, got our US History page, and within our US History page we have the Welcome unit, the Declaration of Independence unit, and then we'll build the other units, the next units after that. And of course the World History unit pages still need to be built. Okay, so once I've built my home page and my course pages, I can begin adding my content pages. So I'll click on Welcome in Geography, and this is where the website becomes really, really, really helpful, because this is where you can capture all of your lesson activities for your individual units. So let's click on the Edit button, and what I recommend that everyone does, or that everyone has, something like what I'm going to show. And I'm making some instructional assumptions here. You do not need to set up your web page like this, but in my particular case, this has been really helpful. And so what I'm proposing is that you have, for every unit, you have a lesson title, and then you have a learning objective, something like students will be able to. Then you have a bell task, or what you want students to do in the first 5 minutes, a link to any assignments, and then you have your learning activities. So let me show you an example of what this looks like. So going back to the sample web page, if I click on World History and I click on Welcome in Geography, you can see this goes to the first day of school. Here's the title, here's the learning goal, here's the bell task, here's the assignment, here's the learning activities. And you can even link the assignment. And then it just follows that same pattern. The lesson title, the learning goals, the bell task, the assignments, the learning activities, and so on. So I have this format set up, and then you can go ahead and build your units like this, and this is good information to have on those pages. If you want to embed media, of course we've talked about embedding images. You can also embed video. I'll show that very quickly. So if you click on Insert, notice you can insert links. You can insert all kinds of things. Charts, Google+, groups, Hangouts, even a map, or YouTube videos. I find myself quite often embedding videos from YouTube on my webpage, and the way you do that is you go to YouTube and you find the video that you want and you put it in here, and once you do that you click Save and it embeds. So that's getting your web page set up. Good luck. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact the Salinas Union High School District Ed Tech Department at 796-7070. Good luck creating your website.